This book has a scary title. I have been reading Unfit Parent by Jessica Slice, which looks at what it's like to be a disabled parent in our extremely ableist world. This author turns out to have my same disability and live in the Bay Area, so it was extremely relevant, very interestingly written. I highly recommend it. She's really using the lens of disability justice to illuminate the universal challenges of parenting and talks in a really interesting way about how that abrupt shock of the first week of bringing your baby home is actually easier for a lot of disabled parents. She talked about parents with disabilities already having the experience of a sudden disruption of your routine, of having to deal with lack of sleep, with accomplishing things while you're in significant pain, and that the first week was not so emotionally disruptive for them. I thought this was really interesting. That was not the case for me, in part because I think pregnancy and childbirth were really disabling moments for me. I have come very recently to the acknowledgement that I'm disabled, but a lot of my problems started during my pregnancy, which I now know is common for people with EDS. So I did not have an easy first week with either kid, but it was very interesting to read that reflection. And she also talks about how systems are really biased against disabled parents and really want them to demonstrate that they can parent alone, but that in fact, it's a ludicrous conception of our society. Nobody can parent alone. Everybody needs support. And folks with disabilities are incredibly creative and practiced at assembling the exact support they need, whether that's from friends, family, agencies, paid support, or just adaptive equipment. And I resonated so much with her description of how hard it is to lift that goddamn car seat when you've had a C-section, and how much all parents could benefit from adaptive equipment. She also touches on the really thorny question of what it's like to have a kid who shares your disability and how that can come with guilt and shame, but also with real insight into your joint struggles. And since I have a kid who shares mine, I'm both grateful that I didn't have to make a decision before I had children, since I wasn't diagnosed yet, but also really understanding that we can share this experience. So I love this book. I think you should read it.